All right, guys. The Indiana Pacers were without Victor Oladipo. Partway through the game, Turner goes down with an injury, and the Indiana Pacers beat the Utah Jazz by 25 points. Bad loss for the Utah Jazz. Let's talk about the Pacers a little bit. The Pacers, they're a team that has a really great system. They have a star in Victor Oladipo, who did not play tonight. But the system showed itself really well tonight against a Jazz team who was playing, I think it was like their 4th game in 6 nights or 5th game in 8 nights or something like that. The Jazz were exhausted, but not really an excuse. When you're going into, it's not like the Jazz were on the back end of a back-to-back. They were playing an Indiana Pacers team who was undermanned, who maybe stepped it up knowing that they didn't have Victor Oladipo playing, and that was enough to beat a team that was just really worn out. But the Pacers are a solid team. They're a team that always gets overlooked. They don't get the cred they deserve. They play really well. Tonight, Bogdan Bogdanovic had a really great night, and I think part of that is because Joe Ingles is showing that if he is playing a ton of minutes and is on a game like this where it's like 5th game in 8 nights or whatever it is, he's not very good. And it shows in Ingles' stats tonight. 5 points, 2 for 7 from the floor, 1 for 5 from 3, 3 turnovers, and some of those turnovers were just ugly. Tough. For the Indiana Pacers, their rookie played really well tonight. Aaron Holiday was 19 points in 21 minutes. That's pretty nice. 7 for 10 from the field. 2 for 4 from 3. Really nice. Kind of counteracted a little bit of what Ricky Rubio was doing, who had a fantastic night tonight offensively, shot the ball absolutely lights out, and really was the only reason the Jazz were even anywhere near this game, had any sort of chance at all. Rubio was fantastic, 10 for 13, 5 for 6 from 3. He was a +1 in a loss. Big time night from Ricky Rubio, and that's now 3 games in a row where Ricky Rubio has played well. And so maybe the turnaround is here for Ricky Rubio, but no one else decided to show up for the Jazz tonight. Nobody. Donovan Mitchell couldn't score. 7 points in 32 minutes. The Jazz can't win if we don't have Donovan Mitchell shows up. He's the star of the show, and if he's not there, the Jazz aren't really going to win. Joe Ingles, 5 points. Derek Favors, 5 points. That's the other thing. Derek Favors, how many times is Quin Snyder going to put out this starting lineup that doesn't work? Like, how long do we have to sit here and watch this where we know that we're going to start the game -10? Tonight, the Pacers played really well. They shot the ball lights out from 3, but the Jazz kind of like gave them the assist tonight. You have the best lineup for the Jazz: Ricky Rubio, Donovan Mitchell, Joe Ingles, Jay Crowder, Rudy Gobert is the best lineup for the Jazz, and it's one of the best in the league. It's a top 5 lineup in the NBA. We don't start with it. We start with our other starting lineup that averages about a -11 start to the game every single game. The Jazz are always playing from behind. How long do we have to wait to watch this? Like, it's getting stupid. It's getting dumb. What are we doing? What are we waiting for? Are we playing players just to showcase them? Because I'm sick of that. I'm ready for the Jazz to play to win. I'm ready for the Jazz to play their best lineups and play those best lineups as much as possible. Because you know who does that? Teams who want to win. And then when you have a player like Joe Ingles, who can't probably play more than 26 minutes a night, or you're going to wear him out, maybe not giving a team like the Indiana Pacers, who's missing 2 of their best players, a leg up is a good idea. What if the Jazz started with a lead in this game instead of always get behind from the beginning? What if we actually played our best lineup from the beginning? You know, I've given Ricky Rubio a really hard time this year. But maybe I'm wrong, because maybe we're not playing the lineup that sets him up to play his best. You know? Maybe I need to give Ricky Rubio an apology. Maybe not for like his shooting nights, but for the fact that there is no spacing for this lineup. There's no spacing. And it's impossible to do well. So maybe on a night where Ricky Rubio just shoots lights out from 3, 5 for 6, but Donovan Mitchell has no room to work. You know? And that's because the teams that we play against don't have to guard our bigs. They just pack the paint. And so unless we have a lights out shooting night from Donovan or Ricky or both or whatever, we're going to lose because we can't score because we don't have spacing. And in a league that has emphasized freedom of movement where you're able to move and flow, and we're the one team who's decided that freedom of movement and flow doesn't matter with our starting lineup, maybe it shouldn't be a surprise that we're down by 10 every single game to start. At what point do we change what we're doing? It's ridiculous. It is getting stupid. We are hurting ourselves for no reason. It's time to change what's going on. Change. Think about it. Look at the stats. Watch what's happening. What do we have to do to change? The only value that Favors has right now as a starter is as an expiring contract because all you're doing is lessening his value by starting him. It's not making the team better. It's making them worse. Change the lineup. It's got to change. It's driving me nuts. I get sick and tired of watching this every night. I have to cover this team every single night and write the same things every single game. It's maddening. We can't make our decisions based off of stubbornness. You've got to watch what's working and what's not and do something about it. Guys, I'm frustrated. It'll get better, I hope, but it means we need to start our best lineup. Anyways, like and subscribe to this video. We'll talk about this every game. It'll get better, I think, but maybe we need to make a change at some point. Talk to you later.